Well, howdy, y'all. Welcome to Satisfactory, because that's what we're doing now. Um, I'm gonna kind of get like the video is gonna be totally all Satisfactory, but I do want to say real quick that Pigeon server, the Minecraft server that this channel has been mostly based on, has shut down. Life got in the way of the owners, and you know they didn't want to do it anymore, and it's totally cool. It's totally reasonable. It's sad. It sucks, but I don't know. Minecraft is weirdly like a home game to me, and it makes me I don't know. It's like a central point in my gaming universe or whatever. I don't know. It's all good. It's just kind of weird, and but fortunately, Cody wanted me to get into Satisfactory, so he bought me the game. And I probably would never have gotten into it if it wasn't for that. And I am so addicted to this game at this point. It's ridiculous. It's really, really fun. It's really good. It's really buildy. And the game just has it. So, I mean, it's a factory game. So, like, most of your things that you build look like, you know, robots and, you know, that kind of thing. But the game gives you a lot of ways to make things look the way you want them. Some of them are maybe a bit exploitive, and some of them I think are just totally intentional. The game kind of is very generous about allowing you to clip, but also, you know, most of the time you don't want to clip, but sometimes you might use clipping to make something look better. Seems cool. Seems like a cool thing to get into, but I'm super into the mechanics of the game and like learning how to actually play it more than I am the building right now. And which is a change for me, because normally building is the selling point, but eventually you get there. Yeah, so I'm going to show you a couple things on this map, and just to explain my progression so far, and probably other people's progression. I mean, lots of people are smarter than me and probably did things better. But also lots of people are like me and probably made, you know, messes all over the place. So it's all good. I'm going to show you one of those messes. So this area is what I've called Ode Steel. And it is basically when I needed steel, I found a coal node and an iron node that were kind of close together or something. And because the way you make steel is you take coal and iron and you put them together in a what's that thing called? A foundry. It's like a smelter but bigger and does more. So basically, like, so far what I understand that you do in this game is that you pick a place for your factory based on where the nodes are. So you got to find the nodes, but we got impure copper. Impure copper. I've decided to pick impure copper. 60 per minute. Because I don't know. I don't actually remember. But let's go. I think this goes to new steel, actually. Yeah, this goes to new steel. This isn't even a part of old steel. God damn it. And that is how confused I can get by my own fucking terrible fucking work. Okay. We have copper ore. It is going into this smelter. And then the smelter turns it into copper ingots. And then that's a conveyor belt lift, and it's going to take it up top. And I need to go up top so I can look at that. Okay, here we go. So it turns the copper into ingots, and this constructor turns the copper ingots into a wire. And then the wire, and you can see them on the conveyor belt, is getting fed very cleanly. look, look at the conveyor belt pole stacking thing that I tried to do for no reason. Like, why? They get fed into an assembler. So an assembler is like a constructor that it takes an item and turns it into another item. The assembler takes 2 items and turns it into 1 item. And this particular assembler is taking steel pipes and wire and turning it into a stator. And you need stators for other things. Motors in particular. And then the stator is getting fed into another assembler, which needs stators and cables, and that combines them and turns it into automated wiring at 2.5 per minute. If now that 2.5 per minute is if you're supplying 2.5 per minute stators and 50 per minute cables. That is, I didn't understand that when I built this, by the way. This is a low efficiency factory and the conveyor belts are not exactly cleaned up. It's all good. Automated wiring, by the way, is needed for the space elevator. That's like the main progression. And as far as I know, automated wiring is completely useless for anything other than the space elevator project, which is, it's good to know, because once you know that you don't need to prioritize making that part available for you until you're ready to do the space elevator shit. So that's pretty cool. This machine is also making steel. I know I showed you like the copper and steel combination over there. But the original thing was to take coal and iron, shove it into a foundry. That's what this thing is. A foundry is an assembler, but a smelty assembler has 2 holes. It takes iron, coal, turns it into steel. And then our steel gets steel ingots, by the way, not just steel, but steel ingots, is getting turned into 1 steel beam, 2 steel pipes, because those are the 2 things that you can make with steel when you unlock it. And so I'm making the 2 steel products, and I wanted to bank them in a storage thing so I'd have access to them. That didn't work out so well here. I still think it's possible to do it, but the pipes, the production of the pipes, I think, is pretty decent. But the production of the steel ingots, beams, steel beams, it's just like way under efficiency. Anyway, the idea is that when this filled up, it would now put it into this assembler, which has modular frames. Modular flames are built over there, and then they're, awkwardly loaded into a goofy conveyor belt system into this factory, along with the steel beams, so that they make versatile framework. You need 1 modular frame and 12 steel beams to make 2 versatile frameworks. And versatile frameworks is, again, just like the automated wiring. It's a part for the space elevator. It's a part you don't really need. So what's like, you need it for the space elevator, but you don't need it like in general in the game. Like the recipes don't demand these parts. What we got here? No, I think it's still. I don't know. So basically, I turned this off. If you've noticed, all my machines have no power. I've shut this place down. It's a waste of everything. And the reason why is because I didn't. I was going towards the basic. Take one thing, turn into another thing, turn into another thing, turn into another thing, and then you're done. But what you need to do in this game is take one thing and turn it into another thing efficiently, right? So, and I did not do that. And if you don't do it efficiently, you end up leaving your game on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and days and weeks before you accumulate enough of the item that you're trying to make. Like, you need to get them to like 20 per minute and stuff like that, not just, you know, 0.2 per minute, which is kind of what I got out of some of the things I've made. It's pretty bad. This coal chute, the idea here was that I didn't need as much coal. This is a pure coal node, by the way, and I didn't need that amount, so I split the rest of it off, thinking I would take it into another steel factory or something. I don't know, just for later. Because 120 coal per minute, the foundry can only take 45 per minute. And so what you really should do is have multiple foundries. In fact, what you should do is take 120 and divide it by 45, and you will get 2.6 infinity. But 2 is like, I mean, if you were just to round down like 2, I could have done better if I had just made a second foundry and fed everything, you know, together like that, but I didn't do it. And so I've bottlenecked myself at literally the beginning of the factory. That's how that works. Learning that you did that is so fun. learning like, oh shit, that really doesn't make sense. Now I understand it, and now you know like how to fix it. I'm going to show you new steel factory, and I will show you how I've fixed these problems, basically by watching YouTube. Basically by watching other people fix the problems. I'll be right back. Look at that Saturn in the background thing. Just like, I love that shit. It's kind of obvious, but I think the main premise of the game, I don't know how the story ends yet, but you kind of get dropped off on a planet that has lots of resources, and you work for a company named Fix It, and you are supposed to exploit the planet for all those resources and send those resources, you know, and make them into parts needed for a project called like Save the Day or something like that. I forgot. But the deal is you manufacture the parts and you send them up through the space elevator, and it goes up there to that thing, which you can see all over the map. It's so eerie. And the game just doesn't tell you what that is or what it's going to do, which is kind of the fun of progressing. You know, you get to find out a little more and more as you go. Behold. No, it is on new steel. This is new steel. This is the 2.0 version that I built after I learned stuff. The original goal was just to get whatever steel parts I needed, which turns out so far is just literally steel beam and steel rolls or tubes or whatever the fuck it's called. What are y'all called? Get your dang on tubes. Steel pipes. Okay, pipes. Yeah. So let's look at what I did here, and this is the last thing I'm going to show. But I have my coal, and I have iron, and iron is coming from, you know, maybe there, I don't remember. a bit far away. I had to conveyor belt the hell out of it, and but you can't have steel you without coal and iron. You got to have coal and iron. And there might be an alternate recipe. I don't know, but I don't have it yet. But iron, ore, and coal, 45 per minute. Create steel ingot at 45 per minute. I am feeding these at. This is a pure coal mine. 240 per minute. And my iron, I believe, is coming in at. Let's go look at it. Fuck it. Because, I mean, the whole point of this is that you need to know. You need to know what that number is in order to build efficient stuff. What is this? That's the copper. This is the iron. The iron is normal. So, and we have MK2 miners, so 120 per minute. And a second one, 120 per minute. So 240 per minute, which means that my iron and my coal match. They're both at 240 per minute. And if you recall, the recipe in the foundry is the same for iron and coal. It is 45 per minute. So I'm supplying them both at the same rate, which is dope. But then I had to take 240 per minute and divide by 45. .3 infinity. So, I mean, what that tells me is that I can get away with 5 foundries, right? And then some, right? But so that's what I did. I got 1, 2, 3, and then on top, foundries are really, really big. So I decided to do a second floor and put the other 2 on top, kind of in between. And then we feed them with a manifold. So it took me quite a long time to understand a manifold and what it is and how it works. But basically, you evenly distribute your parts in a very efficient and I say space efficient is what I mean. It takes up less space. It does the same thing as like dividing out everything perfectly. You can just have one row of conveyors going into this splitter. It splits it into that foundry, and then it splits evenly the rest into the next foundry. And the only drawback of a manifold that I understand is that it takes a long time to fill up. Like, basically, this foundry is going to get the majority of the products of the ore and the coal before the other ones will. And when this one gets filled up, it will no longer split. When it cannot accept any more coal, it will shove the coal this way. See what I'm saying? And then it gets fed into this foundry, and then when this foundry gets filled up, it puts the coal in here. And why would the foundry get filled up? Because we are producing coal and iron at 240 per minute. Divided by 5 is 5.33, which means we can have 5 foundries and we would still be producing more than they required, which means the foundries will fill up. There's probably a much better way to explain that. You see that clipping? I don't give a fuck. When I learned more about how the game works, like I just like this one I'm trying to talk to you now about was a huge breakthrough, and it's like I need to learn more before I start figuring out how to make conveyor belts not do this intersecting clip bullshit. But I do want to point out that the game is really, really cool about that. Like, it will let you run a conveyor belt crisscross and it won't fuck shit up. Like, you can do that. The game is like, it's chill. It gives you the option of not doing it, ways around it, but it doesn't punish you for doing it. And I think that's really fucking cool because it means you can focus on, you know, one thing at a time. You know, for a slow boy like myself. And so I had to manifold. I know there's, yeah, here it is. So when you do 2 layers, you have to lift. You have to use these conveyor lifts to bring stuff up. But they're literally the same thing as a conveyor belt, just vertical. Let's see. I don't know. Weirdly, so you see how the efficiency, that's this bar chart, 9% is the efficiency rating of your factory. But if your factory isn't producing stuff, the efficiency goes down because it's not producing stuff. And so, which I'm okay with. I just wanted to make sure I was supplying it with enough to make it be able to do 45 per minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's... I didn't, like... Eventually, you're gonna have a machine that requires, you know, say 90 per minute, and you are only giving it 45 per minute. And that machine will lose efficiency. But right now, it's doing the best that it goddamn can. If that makes any sense at all. I think I'm going to kind of stop explaining game mechanics at this point. And but before I wrap it up, I want to show you some of the building stuff that I have unlocked. And so you have... Actually, let's go to base so I can show you the awesome shop. Okay, this is the awesome shop. You don't have this available to you at the beginning of the game. You got to unlock some shit first, and I do not remember what, but basically the awesome shop allows you to turn in what does it say? It's fix-it coupons. I have some. I have 29 fix-it coupons, and so I can spend them here, and they set it up like fucking Amazon, like literally the Amazon website. Like, if you buy this, hold on, let me see if I can show this. No? Okay. Yeah, see, popular in your sector. But you're the only one here, so. And sometimes it'll say, you know, other people, other pioneers bought blah, blah, blah with this. You know, it's just fucking goofy, I swear to God. Will it age well? I don't know, but it's really fun right now. The Fix-It Awesome Shop is where you unlock a lot of your build stuff, and which is why I wanted to show you that. You also unlock the factory cart, which I haven't, I can unlock it, I just haven't wanted it. In the organization category, you get signs, and you can edit these signs, and they're like LED signs or whatever. You can, you know, or LCD or whatever. And they come in various sizes, and that's really cool. You got lighting. Light control panel. I do not... I don't know. I guess you can turn your lights on and off with that, and I guess you would want to do that sometimes. I don't know. Customizer, it's basically paint finishes. like you can choose any, you can choose like a color like from the full spectrum, but also they're not like metallic shiny finishes, so you have these that you can unlock, and I think that's cute. Foundations, eventually, like, you have this unlocked once you unlock foundations, but you can get a half or a stair or a half pipe, quarter pipe, and a pie slice and a corner ramp, and just different shapes that you can fuck with. Walls, very serious because that's where your windows are. And full frame window, single window. Look how many window designs there are. It's insane. Like, I want them all. We'll worry about that later. Architecture will unlock catwalks, rails, structural beams, which I think, yeah, the painted beam I think is like just very, very heavily used in the building portion of the game. But you don't have access to anything like that. Like, now you have to buy that. Let's buy it. Let's buy painted beams. Fuck it. I can't imagine why I wouldn't want them. And you have these. Hold on, I wanted to show off. Oh, I got them with that. You also get these. God, it's hard to explain what these are. They like tie joints together in a pretty way. It's basically the most, that's the best way I can explain it, I think. Construction fences, I don't really care about that, but they're probably good. I know that, like, fences, barriers, I think road barriers, allow you to do things with building that I don't fully understand yet. Let's go to equipment. You can get a Fix-It coffee cup, and it does not tell you at all if this is beneficial or not. I think it's definitely just cosmetic, and that's okay. You can also turn your coupons into parts. And, like, I don't have like 3 tickets will give me 200 circuit boards. I don't have circuit boards automated yet, but I only need 100 to go to the next phase or something. And this could be like totally like a useful way to progress through the game. And you can get, it looks like anything. I'm not sure. I don't have a list of parts to compare it to, but it looks like you can get anything you want. Anyway, so that's the Fix-It shop. How do I get coupons to spend at the Fix-It shop? Well, you need an awesome sink. Oh, get back. This is an awesome sink. And basically the deal is when you have access resources, it has a hole in the back that you can feed it, and it will belt. Let's say I don't care about these. Oh no, there's something in here I don't care about. These 2 wood, don't care about those. And so I conveyor belt, and every product in the game, I believe, has a point value, and it says I need 17,000 points to the next thing. I kind of want to put, just to show it off, let's get 100 of these stupid things. These are SAM fluctuators. No, these are reanimated SAMs, but they are used to make SAM fluctuators, and they give you points. And now you can see the points are going down as it's getting fed. And when that meter fills up, you get a coupon. And so the idea is that the game rewards you for overproducing. If you can figure out how to split your overproduction and feed it into an awesome sink, then you can be working on coupons with every factory that has a surplus. Or you can do what I'm probably going to do, and which is just make a big factory that just feeds into this, so I can unlock building stuff faster. Well, we'll see how that works. I don't know. It might not work out as well as I think it does. There might be things in place that prevent me from doing that. We'll find out. Anyway, that's pretty much all I think I wanted to show. Like, I have more like here that I could talk about and show, but like, you get it. There might be another Satisfactory episode. Depends on how long I stay hooked on this game. And as far as Minecraft goes, it's probably going to be a while till I do another Minecraft video. But Minecraft's still my bread and butter. Like, I'm not done with it, but I'm definitely not going to be playing for a minute, I think. Thank you, anybody who watched. Thank you. And I'll see you guys later.